Okay, friends, a lot of you were asking me how to cast on. I did not realize that that is actually, difficulty. So, hey, I'm going to show it to you. So, you always want to start from that peg that it has, obviously, it's different color. In my case, is white. You take your yarn and you just simply hook it up the way I am just doing it right now. So, the yarn is in the front. And then you take your yarn with your left hand and you just keep on crinkling and only attaching the yarn to the pegs that are raising up, as you can see it right now, and nothing else. Do not worry about those little decorations on the side. Just make sure that you attach it there, and you do it one in the front, one in the back, and you alternate all the way until you reach the white peg we started with. Again, you only pay attention to the one that lift up as you crank your wheel. And here we go. We are just right at the end of it. So now you're going to stop your machine. You're not going to crank no more. And then you're going to take your yarn and simply leave it on the side of your white peg the way I did it. Make sure that you thread it through that little triangle right on the top and then secure it in your tension right in the middle. The tension depends on how thick your yarn is. I usually choose the middle one. So now you just simply keep on cranking. I mean, if you do want to crank faster, you attach a little screwdriver, drill next to it, and you keep on doing. So I just pretend that I've done the good amount of, I made a hat. No, well, I didn't because I only did maybe 10 rows. So now I'm going to cut my yarn, thread my yarn that I just cut, right? As you can see it right there on my needle that actually comes with this machine. And then I'm going to put my needle right inside the circle and I'm going to crank my whole wheel again until I reach the white peg. And when I reach the white peg, I want to make sure that it's up like that. And then I'm going to simply take the needle back and I'm going to pick the stitches starting from the left. It's a completely different ball game with this kind of casting off. So I'll just, take my stitch at the time and I'm just going to cast off. And I notice that at times I do put the finger on the on the peg that it's before I'm going to cast it on, just to make sure that it doesn't falls out by itself. It's super loose because now they're super exposed. But it's again, that's how it goes. You go all the way to the end until you reach the white peg again. As you can see is I am threading few stitches at the time because it's easier. I mean, this is not sewing. This is just simply picking up quickly your stitches. Just like that, I almost made a full circle. Ideally, you do want it to leave at least 12 inches of that, cut at 12 inches your yarn so it's easier so you're not, scrunched up like that. But, it's again, I always say that and I always forget. But, don't do like me. Listen to me. Okay, so that's it. So as you get to the last two stitches, you can see is that we raise them up. So now you need to crank them down again a little bit so they lower themselves down, including the white peg, and expose the clean stitch that we can easily pick it up. That's it. It's all done. Now we can put it on the side our machine, and as you can see is I do have the top. If that would have been enough stitches, it would have been the top of the hat, and then of course you fold the other side, pull it up, and you have the double, layered hat. But you know what? That's how it's supposed to be. I wanted to only show you how to cast on and cast off. But guess what? I just can't leave it like this. So I decided that I am going to make with you a scrunchie. It's going to be a super small one. But hey, I did not plan this project. I had a different mission. But either way, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to flip my whole project in order to make a scrunchie. But obviously you do want it to make it a little bit longer. But hey, this amount would work too. I think it's like around maybe 10 rows. So I'm going to flip it over and then make sure that I do have a nice opening. And then I'm going to take the regular black scrunchie, I mean the rubber band, and I'm going to scrunch my knittings, and I'm going to just simply, put it over like that, and then flip it all back, and then sew it all together, just like that. So what you're doing right now is just simply putting together the opposite edges, and of course you could crochet to have a nice finish. But it's again, as I told you, it was not planned. Plus, me doing this simple stitching is not going to really show much because I am going to twist it all around. You're not going to see it at all. So here we go. As I go, I keep on adding. You're not going to really see much. Okay, I'm at the end of it. I'm going to tie the knot, and then I'm going to simply thread hide actually the tails, as I call. So I'm just going to thread it through my project as far as I can, and I'm going to pull the needle, and then I'm going to cut my thread right at the end of the needle. So just in case something gets undone, it's going to take a long way to go to where I started to thread my needle. I mean, I hope it does make sense, but that's how my mama taught me. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so that's it. All what I'm going to do it right now is just twist it all around because it's super small. So all my stitching and of course cut the reminder whatever it's not needed, and I got myself a nice little scrunchie. I so hope you enjoyed this little project. Didn't plan on making the scrunchie, but hey, we got the project out of demonstration. Wonder if that was helpful. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.